This is a Bailey Pegasus Grande SE Ancona. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, will take you through those in person here on site. Down the side of the caravan, you've got two wind down legs. So you've got one on this side here at the front and one on the opposite side at the front. And they are just there for stabilising the caravan while it's on site. As you can see, for handover purposes, well, you'll see in a moment, we've only got one down for handover purposes. But when you're on site and the van is fully set up, you'd have all legs down, so all four are touching the ground. So it stabilises the van. Water pump connection pushes straight into the side of the caravan, and you can just drop this down slightly so it locks the pump in place, and you drop it down inside the aqua roll. You would need to purchase one of these. It doesn't come with the van. Truma heating and hot water system has a vent on the outside of the van, so when you're running the heating and hot water, it vents to the outside a bit like the flue on the side of your house. Then have your mains lead connection, pushes straight into the caravan the side of the van here, and it connects to the mains power on site as you'd expect it to. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts so you can see they've been tightened correctly. See on the side of the van here, there's two grey waste outlets. You'll pop the flaps open at the front of them and you'll see two larger diameter holes that are on the outside of that, and you'll have your two bits of grey pipe that push into those and drop down inside the waste master. Then got your toilet flush tank. So in here you'll put 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you'll release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The cap here comes off and this neck turns out so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette there's an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The orange pressure relief button, like I said, will allow the waste out so it doesn't spit and splatter, but you'll need to put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Then got a storage area at the back of the van underneath the seating area at the back. Then you've got your wind down legs on either side at the rear, so you can see we've got the one down there to stabilise the caravan. Then coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear, or the seating area at the rear. 2 fridge vents, which are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in so it doesn't overheat. You've got your gas locker. Again, you will need to buy a gas connection pipe that goes from the regulator to the gas bottles. So all it comes with essentially is the water pump with this particular caravan. You've got mains power supply to the outside of the caravan should you wish to. A storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and then you've got a barbecue gas point for the front of the van should you wish to run gas to a barbecue, for instance. As you come into the caravan on the left hand side, you'll see the main control panel for the caravan. So what you'll have here is your master power switch on and off. You'll have your water pump run. I'll come back to this in a moment. Below that you'll have the internal lighting for the caravan, and then you'll have your external awning light on the switch on the right hand side. At the top here you've got a voltmeter for the battery on board the caravan. Again, the battery doesn't come with the caravan. We have put one in to demonstrate everything is working, and that would need to be removed prior to you taking the caravan away. Once you've got your mains power turned on and you've got your aqua roll connected on the outside, you can come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and underneath the seat down here you will find your hot water tank, which is just here, and down the side of that you'll find your yellow drain down valve. At the moment the water has got a bit of the system has got a bit of water in it, but what you do is the yellow valve there to fill the system up would be flat with the floor as it is now, and to drain the water system down you'd flick that valve up, so the yellow tab that is to the right hand side at the moment will be pointing upwards. That will drain all the water out of the system on board the van. Once that yellow valve is in place, you can open all the taps up on board the caravan on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, we've got a bit of, that is actually your water pump for the outside of the caravan. So you've got the connections there pushing the side of the van. Like I said, that little slide cap that's there will lock into the top of this. So with the yellow, with the red valve, with the hot water tap on the hot side of the water, you'll then come over to your control panel by the door and turn on the water pump. Once you have water flowing out the taps continuously on board the caravan, so I've got no aqua roll connected at the moment, so it's not going to run completely at the moment. But if you had the aqua roll connected, this will be now coming out continuously. Before you leave site, I'll actually drain all this down so there's no water left in the system. Once it's running continuously, you'll have hot water coming out of the tap, or sorry, you'll have cold water coming out of the tap, and it'll be running continuously. And then when that water system is running continuously, you can shut all of the taps back off, and that is when you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. That is where the Truma control panel comes in up here. So we're just going to go back to the home screen. To turn this on and off, I'm just going to turn it off first of all, just so you can see how it all works. You do always need to turn this control panel off before you ever turn off the main control panel just over there on the wall. Because if not, if you turn the control off over there before turning this off, it'll put it into an error mode and it's very hard to reset. So turn the power on, as you can see, control panel on. First icon you're going to come to is the room heating, so we'll get to the hot water in a second, but the room heating, press the center button here and it will take you into the room heating. You can control the heating temperature by spinning the dial left or right. Off is the heating off. All the way around to 30 degrees is what we're going to select at the moment. Press the central button and that will select the heating temperature at 30 degrees. When you've got the icon flashing here, you can spin the dial to the right and you'll be able to select water temperature. Press the middle button and you've got the off position. You've either got eco, hot or boost, depending on what you are doing with the caravan. So eco will allow the water to warm up gradually, hot will warm the water up a bit quicker, and boost will be for when you're showering on board the caravan. We've then got the option of what power source we want to run the heating and hot water on. Press the central button here, and you've got several options. Gas, mix 1, which is a combination of gas and electric at the same time, and mix 1 is 1000 watts of electric. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of electric with a mix of gas and electric. Electric 1 is 1000 watts of electric on its own, and electric 2 is 2000 watts of power on its own. To select the power source, again, you hit the central button. Spin the dial to the right, and you've got your fan speed option. So you've got eco, high or boost for when it's really cold and you've let the heating warm up for an hour or so first. Don't ever put it onto boost until that heating has warmed up completely, because it will just cool the heating elements for the heater. So let me go back to that. Down the bottom, you have got 3 other options. Now for these, we do advise that you read the manuals that come with the caravan. The reason being is if I try to take you through them in the video, it'll probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete the video. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, with an igniter on the right hand side here. You then got the fridge. The fridge is very straightforward to use. You've got power on and off on the side here. So I'm just going to turn it off so you can see how it operates. Turn the fridge on, press and hold the power button, and it'll come on. You've then got mains fridge, which at the moment we are on, and you can control the temperature on mains or gas fridge options by pressing the thermometer button on the right hand side here. Obviously, the more amount of dots you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. Hit the mode button and it will take you into the option, it will take you into the different options for what you can run the fridge on. So at the moment we're on auto, and what auto will do is essentially it will select the first power source it sees. So if you haven't got mains connected and you've got the gas turned on, it will ignite on gas. If you connect to the car and it sees a 12 volt, it will go to the 12 volt mode. Now 12 volt mode will only operate if you have the correct connection on the back of your car. If you've got a 7-pin connection, a single 7-pin, then the 12 volt will not operate. And if you have a 13-pin plug but it doesn't have the 12 volt live wired up, it will not charge the battery on board the caravan or operate the fridge as a cool box. Gas mode, and sorry, I should have just said that it was bleeping there to let me know there's no 12 volt connection at the moment coming from a car. Gas mode, if it ignites on gas, you'll have this blue solid light here at the bottom, and like I said, you can control the temperature on this right hand side. And if it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to do very similar to what it did on the 12 volt. It's going to start flashing the pilot light here, and it will also bring up a warning light underneath the triangle on the left hand side here. If it fails to ignite on the first try, I advise you light the hob, grill or oven, because that is the last point on the gas system to make sure it's dragged gas through the whole system, and then you can select the mode again and come back across to gas, and it will start the process of igniting again. Bed's very simple. You pull the cushions down from either side here, the actual cushion pieces here, they'll drop down into the centre to make the bed up, and then you have the slide out there, makes the bed up just there. Bed at the back, you pull the slide out from the bottom, and I'll show you the bunk if you need to see that when you're here on site. Toilet system in the bathroom, very simple to use. Again, the same as the shower and the sinks. The toilet system, electric flush on top. Hit the button and it'll allow the toilet system to flush. You have an indicator light here that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, you need to make sure this grey flap is in the central position, as it is now. And when you're using the toilet, make sure you push the flap over so it allows the waste to go into the cassette. It's not like a household toilet where it keeps water in the bowl, for instance, so you will need to have it open to allow the waste in the cassette. And when you're not using it, we do advise you just shut that back off. Light switches are all around the van in various locations, and I'm sure as you have a good look around the caravan today, you will find them as you go around. So this is the Bailey Pegasus Grande SE Ancona. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.